On today's episode of Getting Real with Goldie, we're going to talk about boundaries again, but a little bit more in depth than we have before, or in a different direction. So many years ago, I'm just going to dive in. Many years ago, I saw a sign on a church that said, "Do not complain about what you permit." It was one of those like cute signs outside. And I loved it for a number of reasons. One, it sounds like something I would say, and I actually have said it a lot since I saw it on the church sign. And two, it made me feel a little bit uncomfortable because of just the way that it was, and it was very provocative, and it made me think. And so I like that. I like saying provocative things to make people think different. So when we're talking about this, right, again, not abusive relationships, just situations, okay? If somebody repeatedly disrespects you, crosses your boundaries, or treats you in a way that you don't like and nothing changes, that's not just their pattern, it becomes a dynamic, right? And dynamics require participation. So it doesn't mean that the behavior's okay, it just means that your tolerance is setting the terms, okay? So when we're saying don't complain about what you permit, people learn how to treat you based on what you consistently allow, not what you say, what you allow. So I want to be very, very clear, right? Boundaries, maintaining boundaries is about behavior, not words. So if you say something to the person about what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what's going on, and the behavior doesn't change and the boundary isn't enforced like it was supposed to be, you can explain yourself, you can give people chances, you can hope it get better, but at some point, what you continue to allow becomes a decision. So if you think about it, right, you're in a miserable relationship, you're unhappy at your job, all of these kinds of things, if you stick it out, right, at some point you are deciding to do that. And so that's where you have to start taking responsibility for your side of the street, if you will. You're not responsible for what other people do, but you are responsible for what you continue to permit. And that was a good